All right.
Oh
Welcome
my God.
to another episode of,
Oh my God. I think we're back.
yeah, we're definitely back. And I'm feeling rejuvenated. I'm feeling like I'm in a balanced state, you know? It feels great. It feels great to
Yeah.
be a part of the Contrarian Hour. And you want to know why? It's because we have a podcast here, a podcast co-host that has made me whole. He has healed generational trauma that he's responsible for, coincidentally. And I'm happy about it. So, of course, I'm talking about Ari.
Like a bolt of lightning in the dark, he came and presented Moyer with a new MacBook M3.
He did. He did. And I worked for that, man. I put in the hard hours for that M3 and he came down from on high rural England to it's yeah, maybe there's something like geopolitical about it. I don't know, but he did what he needed to do, and now I'm styling. I got a space gray MacBook, and I'd like to thank our co-host for it, who will be on an indefinite. I always get this term mixed up. I'm just gonna say an indefinite hiatus from this podcast.
He's doing some things that require attention, and for the most part, he'll be off the air till he's ready to come back on, which could take as long as he needs. But yeah,
And
we'll let him do his thing. He needs to do what he's doing right now. We'll say that much.
and he's in a good place. He's in a. I make it sound like he's died. He's in a better place. No, he's let's just say when he comes back, he'll have something to show for it, and I'm proud
He's
of him.
moved on to a different realm, should be saying.
Exactly. So yes, we are the Contrarian Hour, the two of us. So before we get moving, Tyson.
Hold up. By the way,
yeah.
Let us know if you like the new logo. And also, we are back on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you want to listen on those platforms, give us a shout there.
Oh, that's news. That's news to me. Apparently, Apple Podcast reviews are a big deal. Are we on that?
We are, yeah. But
okay, so leave reviews on that. At least.
If you could give us 5 stars, that would really help us out.
And I never say this, mainly because I forget to, but like and subscribe to what you're listening to.
Yep.
You know, and it pains me to say that because it makes me feel 15 years younger than I actually am when I do say. But
I used to watch YouTubers, and I would always complain, like, why don't they just say that at the end of the video? Like, you haven't given me enough value to say subscribe.
I know,
at this point.
It's so funny though, because that's the indignant attitude of the average internet participant today. They think that them put anyone listening to this aside right now. I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking about probably the dregs of the internet. They say, well, I'm providing value because I'm watching. I'm an eye that's watching it. So that brings in advertising dollars. Your eye watching a video or ear hearing it is not even worth 1 cent. It's barely worth 1 cent half the time. And they like to pretend because they're going to say, I don't know. It's like what you're saying about waiting until the end. Like, why don't they wait until the end before they say like and subscribe? It's like, I don't know if I'm convinced yet. You haven't earned my business yet. What business? You're not bringing anything to the table. And that's why I actually support a lot of subscription models and like larger platforms that have moved towards those, because it probably is one of the few ways to monetize on these platforms. And again, I'm talking about besides this. This is
just
fun.
Like those like Karens that say, they go to a restaurant that I guess doesn't serve them the way they want, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna take our money somewhere else. It's like, oh wow, whatever will we do without your $25? don't do that. Like,
kind of to hone in on that example, especially when they do it at a fast food place where there's no such thing as tipping or customer loyalty, and the person who's working the counter isn't being tipped. They don't care. They're still going to get paid whatever it is now, $12 an hour at the end of the day, regardless of whether you come back or not ever again. I
could imagine some dumbass boomer just going to like KFC and going like, the customer's always right. You should accommodate our demands. It's like,
a boomer at the KFC. Is that what we're saying these days?
$4 an hour. Like $4 an hour. Like, just chill.
Exactly. So I didn't mean to chastise anyone who was listening. This is just about the internet in general and the
Yeah.
entitlement that people have.
We're
So.
different. We're
Yeah,
providing
we're
enough.
great. You can trust
We're
us.
special.
Yeah.
You really should hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
We're definitely not
and
like these other YouTubers.
I do like that logo that you put together with the dueling snakes. What color
Yeah.
are they? Are they
I
there's a
assume
third snake there.
I assume
There's
they're
two.
green, but I'm colorblind, so I don't know.
Yeah, they're greenish and yellow. I think it's me on the right, you on the left. They're also hugging each other. I don't know if we mean that, but you did a good job.
Yeah.
But all right, so you've been all right lately?
Yep. Just had a really good sleep. Dude,
and then lied to me about
I've been
it.
fucking plagued by nightmares recently. Have you had like, dude? It's like clockwork. I'll go to sleep, have like a horrific nightmare, and then I'll wake up and I'm like drenched in sweat. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I'll go to sleep and then have like a normal dream. But it always, my nights always start out with like one nightmare. Like last night, I had this dream like everyone I knew and loved was turning into like these spider things, and I'm like, what?
Elise.
yeah.
And that's all you're gonna say?
I couldn't save anyone. I rented like a fucking Airbnb to bring all the people I loved to this Airbnb, and I'm like, okay, just everyone stay here, no one touch anything outside. And then I found out that they ordered like a Uber Eats delivery or something, and then they got infected by the spider virus.
You're such a consumer. You had 2 corporate branding advertisements in your dream. You have ads in your dream.
Oh right. This dream was sponsored by Airbnb.
Yeah, exactly. So we're in the what is it, like the dream, the transcendent dream realm is not safe from consumer advertising now, which is hilarious. The incorporeal realm.
I'm kind of angry now that you mentioned it, because you and Ari were there, and if this was real life, you guys would find a way to fuck it up and then turn yourself into spiders, despite me telling you guys not to do that. Like
we were in it and that happened to us.
Yeah, my family, like my friends in New Zealand, you and Ari were there. I'm like, okay, everyone, just don't touch anything outside, or you're gonna turn into a spider. And then you guys did something stupid, and then you turned into spiders. So you guys would do that in real life.
That sounds about right. Oh, I accepted a long time ago, and this is off the cuff. This is something I plan to talk about, but I always get annoyed by preppers because they're like, oh, when this, I'm gonna have my Patriot supply, 20 guns, livestock, this land. So 5 guys are going to roll up and shoot you and you're going to die. You're not going to have time to even use maybe one of those guns. You'll be dead. And they're like this like weird need to be the one that survives. They like believe that they'll be that person. I've accepted that I won't be. when there's an apocalyptic scenario,
your spider self.
I'll just enter a shamanic state. I'll just walk outside and raise my arms and receive what God hath wrought. Instead of pretending, I'll get my little gun. You can only use one at a time, by the way. You have 20 guns. You can only hold one at once. You're not going to go akimbo in an apocalyptic scenario and start shooting people. And it's not going to be something fun with zombies. And if it is, trust me, it's going to be airborne. You're going to be dead anyways. So that's why it always bothers me, where it's just like, how self-important do you need to be to think that because I have all of these items, there's not going to be someone with more who's just going to roll up. It's like, well, you still need to try something. You're dead. I'm sorry. You're going to die. And the people that are left over, they're going to live miserably for a few years, and then they're going to die too. Dude, it's not The Walking Dead.
If you wanted to do an escape solution, though, the highest IQ one I've ever seen is you don't build a fucking bunker down in your land. You just go in a boat. Like, who's going to reach you there, right? Just go.
I mean, yeah, but you'll run out of supplies eventually. Maybe if you just have a bunch of rice. What would you can't drink seawater.
No, you can grow your own vegetables. You
on your boat.
Yeah, you can fish for food. Yeah.
You know what I think my not solution, but maybe it would be out of happenstance is if you're in a high rise, I feel like that's the best place to be. Unless you're in an ultra rural farm, I think people will come looking for you there. If you're in a high rise, you can actually have a small community in there, and maybe kind of grow stuff on the roof, and you'll actually have like a society kind of resembling what the world was before, just inside of this building. It'd be like an interesting, contained project. But what would I know? I don't take advice from me. I know I'll be dead very quickly after it happens. So
Yeah, you let yourself over to the spiders, so I'm not going to trust what you say.
yeah. You might still be in your dream. I know. It's so funny though that when you bring up Uber Eats and Airbnb in your dream, and I was going to bring this up when you brought up dreams in the first place, was I had a dream a few weeks ago that was so American. At the end of the day, I'm walking through an empty mall, which is also commentary on the dying commercial brick and mortar retail. And I see like a Macy's and a Boscov's, and then a crowd of 4 or 5 Antifa-looking people with masks come up to the mall and section off all the areas and start shooting it up. Essentially, they start killing people.
Holy
so
base.
it's a mass shooting scenario in a mall. I can't think of anything much more American than that. And I all of a sudden gained superpowers in the dreams where I kind of was going Super Mario mode, actually. I was able to jump really high, float in slow motion. That happens to me a lot in my dreams, and it never really cuts itself off. It's never I get the powers, then I wake up and said, no, I just swag out. And then I got out of the mall safely, and then I woke up. So I don't know. Maybe I do have a survivor's mentality. So yeah, it's interesting. But speaking of nightmares, things that give me nightmares, or just make me angry in general, there's an epidemic.
Half the show at this point. Just things that make us angry.
Well, it's the point of the show, really. So if it's not the world making me angry, it's you. So there's always, it's like we have anger at home, and it's you. I can't stand this anymore. And finally, people are starting to come around to it, because I've been here for the last 10 years. Okay. And most people haven't been able to meet me at this spot because they're still in an infantile state of mind. This country needs to answer its questions or any outstanding thoughts it may have on the weed question, because I can't take it anymore. I think weed is fucking disgusting. I think it's disgusting when it's smoked, and the smell is horrific, and what it does to your soul is unrecoverable. That's before you even get to the physical parts of it and everything that comes along with that. I can't stand the smell of weed. And the number one retort weed fucking retards give out right away when it comes up is, well, alcohol's legal. Alcohol's legal. Which, by the way, they stop talking about weed because they know it's indefensible. They start talking about alcohol right away. We're not talking about alcohol. Put alcohol on the shelf, literally, figuratively in this sense, and literally, fine. We're not talking about that. Try and have a discussion about weed, only talking about weed. Don't talk about alcohol, because one thing that weed has that alcohol does not is that it smells fucking disgusting. I don't have to smell alcohol when I'm walking down. If you were to take a shit in my face, and let's just say I had on, hold on, I'm getting a little German there. There was a little bit of, I don't have that fetish. Yeah, right. Hold on. Let's rewind. Let's pause. If you were to take a shit in front of me on the sidewalk, my sensibilities would be offended by that smell. It'd be disgusting. Do you ever walk down the street and you smell that? It's terrible. It smells awful. That's how I feel when I smell weed. I am forced, okay, in your libertarian paradise where everyone's smoking weed and it's, they're just leaving each other alone. It's fine if they do it in their own time. They're not leaving me alone. I have to smell it. You're violating me and my senses. You may not be violating my eyesight. Well, you do with your disgusting fucking vapid face that has slack jawed, and it's like, that's a problem enough, okay? But now I have to smell this awful invasive smell that you can't get away from anymore. It used to be if you walk through an urban area, you expect it'll hit you in the face, and then it's like, okay, I get it, that's pretty annoying. But now you're driving in the car down the street, you have to fucking smell weed now. And it's disgusting. If you drive through normal downtown areas, you'll smell weed in your car. You don't smell alcohol in your car, do you? You smell weed, and it's disgusting. And I'm sorry, the people who smoke it, I'm sorry. If you look at me with a straight face and you tell me that you're okay with that smell, then that just tells me you're okay with smelling your own shit, probably. That just tells me you're fucking disgusting as a person. If you can't admit, if you smoke weed and you tell me it smells bad, at least you're aware of what you're putting out into the world around you. But you can't, they're so dishonest with themselves and their state of mind and what they've done to the pulse of their souls by smoking weed. They'll lie about it. And also, that's just a byproduct of smoking weed. It makes you a disgusting fucking liar.
I'm reminded of this fucking shitty Seth Rogen weed film where they get some weed in a container and Seth Rogen cracks open the container, sniffs it, and goes like, "Oh, that's some good shit." I'm like, what the fuck about that is good? It smells like fucking dog shit. It smells like fucking if you smoked celery. Like, what is that? You know?
Well, I blame people like him. Yeah.
Also, I didn't realize like it was that prevalent in America. I thought like fucking California they legalized it, but I thought where you are it's still illegal and they would enforce the law. Like,
oh no, it's the last thing that's enforced. You know what's mind blowing? I know I'm supposed to be one of those center right to, well, I don't want to say far right. Let's just say I'm a right leaning person who's supposed to hate New York City. I think New York City is an awesome city. I think it's great. I do think it's lively. I think the food is great. I think the people are their own breed, and that brings a certain experience to it. That city smells like shit now. And there's a dispensary on multiple dispensaries on every block. It sucks. It sucks. I hate that. Okay. I would rather smell cigarette smoke. At least cigarette smoke has a certain feel to it that's a little bit more authentic. You know, I don't mind that. Weed smoke is just like especially bred to just invade your senses and destroy your soul.
One thing I've always wondered about weed, right, is like, what exactly are they getting from smoking weed? Like, when you drink alcohol, you feel a good buzz, you know, you're vibing and all that. But if you smoke weed, I mean, this is just my opinion, right? Because I've tried it. I've tried to like it so many times, but whenever I do it, I just feel fucking retarded. I feel like someone took a knob and like lowered my IQ by 50%. Like, that's fun.
They will never tell you it's for escapism. And they'll say some stupid thing that it helps with their uncle's eye glaucoma. Fuck your stupid uncle. He needs to fucking smoke weed because of his stupid eye. I don't care. Or they'll try and convince you of some other reason why it has some health benefit. They use it for escapism. And my favorite one is they love popping their little weed gummies and they say it helps them fall asleep, but they're not addicted to it. You need to take a fucking child's Flintstone vitamin equivalent to fall asleep at night. Okay? And you're telling me that there's something wrong with me and not you? What do you want me to do about that? You're a little kid. You're a little kid.
Let me pop like gummy sippy cups so I could fall asleep. Oh, would you look at the time? It's time for my gummy sippy cup.
Yeah, okay. You might like this, but and I'm really not trying to be gender specific, but the way it's coming out of my mouth, it just is. You ever talk to like some girl who's into gummies or smoking weed, wears Patagonia, likes hiking, has a dog, probably isn't in bad shape, has a low voice, and you can tell when they are or are not smoking something, or that they need to be smoking something because they'll let it be known, like, yeah, that's awesome. And like when you're talking to them, they're not really saying anything. They're not really present in the moment because they're just glazed over morons that aren't even like in tune with the world around them. It takes you out. I know
exactly the type of person that you're describing. And it's so funny because the extent of their thoughts is like they're just responding with whatever you say with damn, that's crazy, bro. Like that's the extent of their intellectual thoughts.
Oh, they're never the focus. They're never lively. They're never someone that you want to engage with. And she's like, oh, and then they eventually dip out. And you know what? There's always someone who's going to say something like, well, I'm super social and rich and I smoke weed every day and I'm the coolest guy. And shut the fuck up. I've never met you in my life, whoever you are that you're talking about that. There's always someone else somewhere else.
If you want to bring up money, Seth Rogen has like $30 million. He's still a fucking loser for smoking weed. So it's not about the money.
I,
It's about the message.
actually, you want to talk about that in a messaging sense. You reminded me of something when you said you smoked it a lot and were waiting for it to be cool. I did the same thing when I first got to college.
Yep.
I smoked weed I smoked it every weekend for my first year of school and even more in between that. And each time I did it, I was like, this must be what everyone does it for. Like,
Dude,
this must be the cool time.
I tried it so many
Mhm,
times thinking
mhm.
like, okay, maybe the last time it was a shitty batch, and this time I'm gonna really pop off and it's gonna finally feel good for me. It never did. It never came. It's still shit. It's fucking repulsive, you know?
Oh no, absolutely.
Just
And
imagining my dumb fucking face like stuffing my mouth in the bong, like ooh, you know,
I didn't understand it at the time because obviously I felt I had I don't want to say sheltered because that shows intent from the people who raised me, but I didn't get a lot of the life experiences people usually get by the time they get to college, so I felt like I had catching up to do, and I kept thinking that smoking weed would just make this light bulb click that made it cool, and it was something that I could not lean on, but enjoy in the same way as drinking. And I had a roommate he was a very jockey guy. He liked to go to house parties. He'd drink Miller Lite. He'd do the whole thing. And I'd come back high, and he would be like, "Are you high?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he'd be like, "Stop! Like you're a fucking loser. Like stop." And he was right. He was right the entire time. So thank you. I
yeah.
appreciate that. I
Also,
wish you pushed me a little bit harder with that.
for anyone that thinks that we're just squares that don't do anything, no, that's not true. Like, trust me,
Oh,
I've done
dude.
dude, the claim that they love to make is like, dude, just smoke a blunt and listen to this album. It like transforms the album. It really doesn't. Okay, you're gaslighting yourself. The most mind blowing musical journey I've ever fucking listened to was on LSD. Like that actually made the music sound good. Smoking weed just makes things sound slower and shittier. Like
I
that's
didn't
it.
even
It doesn't
think
do
about
anything.
it that way. That's really funny that you put it that way. Oh, well, looking back, my experience was so typical where he'd say, "Yo, you know that Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon lines up with the Wizard." Like that we would do that whole thing. And he'd tell that same story every 3 months sitting in that stupid frat house basement hearing that garbage. Oh my gosh. I'm getting sick to my stomach
Dude,
just thinking about
what
it.
if we put on like Cypress Hill and smoke a blunt, bro? Like, dude.
Cypress Hill. But I don't think you've probably seen the movie. I don't know if you saw it when it came out, but around the time when I was smoking was when the movie Pineapple Express came out. And that really like popularized the concept
Yeah.
of it in the mainstream. And that's why I was like, oh, so no matter what happens in life, as long as you're smoking weed, everything's cool, apparently. And that couldn't be further from the truth. But that's the way they make it look. That's the way they make it look now. But that's died down. I don't think weed is held for some reason.
Thank
Propaganda
God,
of weed is
dude.
an all-time low, but the use of it is high.
2010, 2015 era, that was like the peak. That you could not escape those fucking guys anywhere.
No, you could not. You could not. Seth Rogen was on everything. I think people are a little sick of him now, but he is the
And that's why
poster
Seth
child
Rogen
for
deserves
that.
to be in jail with Alec Baldwin. You know, easy as that.
I won't relitigate that one with you, but I really having a hard time letting this one go because I always have the same arguments with people over it, but the number one issue is that it completely breeds paranoia. It brings you paranoid, not paranoia, or yes, paranoia, but also dissociative personality disorder, where you become disconnected from the world around you and even yourself and who you are if you continually smoke. And it sets in this feeling of unsureness in yourself, and it brings about a lack of confidence, and it really pulls you out of having social acumen. And people fall so far into it, they become reliant on it. And I don't think it's a gateway drug. I wish it were a gateway drug because cocaine is sick. I'll never get sick of that. I don't do it when I'm in America because there's
Actually,
fentanyl in it.
it
And
really
you can
is a
die.
gateway drug because after I smoked weed, I was like, this is so fucking lame. Let me try some other shit instead.
It's a gateway drug because it's so bad.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Dude, I only tried LSD because I was like, okay, surely this is better than fucking weed, right? And it was fucking fantastic, dude.
So I'm giving up on the statistics part of arguing for or against marijuana. So people like to say I use it. I don't care what you're using it for or what you think, what ailment you have that you think it's curing. I hate you for smoking it. I hate you as a person for smoking it. I don't want to interact with you. You smell disgusting. You look disgusting. You act pathetic. You don't respect yourself. And what you're putting into the air is toxic. So
Yep.
what would you like me to do at that point? Because it's always the same thing that comes up every single time. And the thing about alcohol is you're not allowed to drive on that. You know, weed you're supposedly not allowed to, but there's not enough that's covering you from a legal standpoint that's catching people who are driving around high all the time. I just want them to admit that that they are trying to make an escape when they smoke it. They can't cope. They can't cope with what is happening with them in front of their own lives. So they smoke
Did you know lay weed has been used in lay cancer research studies?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I won't say anything because I don't want to curse the powers that be, but if it has to come to smoking weed to cure cancer, then just let me die. But I don't think that's the case.
You know how bad
I think all of
weed
that
is?
is overblown.
You know how bad weed is? Weed is so bad that I would prefer doing whippets than weed. And and dude, whippets are so fucking sick, dude.
What
I
about
would do
poppers?
that. I would do that. I never tried that, but I would do that.
Because you're straight.
But you
Oh my
ever get the
gosh.
whippets though? I actually like them a lot. Like,
No, I have, and it's so funny because this isn't the first time you brought them up to me. So you're a whippet aficionado, apparently.
Dude, we just get my buddy used to like just buy a fucking 100-pack, and then just get a couple balloons and just swag out for a night.
Adult doesn't it make your voice really high too?
No.
Okay.
The sick thing is that it
Is that
only
like
lasts,
nitrous or something? Or
literally nice laughing gas. It
Okay.
feels fucking fantastic, and it only lasts for like 20 seconds. So
just imagine you and your friends gathered around doing that. It's cracking me up. So you want to talk about brief legal quote unquote drug fads? Salvia was the one that me and some buddies got into in college, and
how was that?
It's so funny because the fact that it was legal even for a brief amount of time is hilarious.
I know,
to me.
right? I bought my salvia from a fucking convenience store. Like, what the fuck?
So it was. I have never done a legitimate hallucinogenic because someone told me that acid felt like a weed, but maybe better. So I'm like,
no,
what?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's
okay.
So
It's
better.
Not whatever. So that made me not want to do acid or anything like that. But I smoked salvia, and for what I believe a hallucinogenic to be, salvia did that for me. I imagined that the room in front of me, there was the illusion that the room I was in was floating in space, and there was only space outside of that room, like literal galaxy space. And I was surrounded in the room by shy guys from Mario, the guys with the little masks that jump up and down. And they had spears like they're sprites from Yoshi's Island, and they were jumping up and down, and there was a jungle around me. And I was reaching around this jungle and getting wobbly like the level touch fuzzy get dizzy in Yoshi's Island. And then after 5 minutes, boom, you're back to real life. I had one friend, he smoked it, and then he looked at me and touched his own leg, and he just held his mouth agape, like staring at me. And then he freaked out and ran into the street, and he said, "What's going on? What's going on?" And he said he just didn't know where he was or what was happening. So that stuff was great. It was like smoking like charcoal or something. It was like the weirdest drug ever. So we can't do that. I don't have any fun stories like that from smoking weed. No one does because it's stupid. It's for losers. So I'm having a really hard time because I want people in America to take stock and just think twice. Are you smelling it more now than you did before? You probably are. So, and that's kind of like, I don't know if it's a resurgence or just a surge in general, but you can't avoid it because it used to be an urban issue, quote unquote issue. For some people, it's not because they're disgusting. But now in the suburbs, you smell it too. And you know what's really funny? I didn't even realize this till I started talking about it. Boomers love smoking weed, man. The most obnoxious. Really? Oh, just imagine the most obnoxious cargo short Bass Pro Shop shirt wearing boomer with glasses, smoking weed and drinking. Yes, that's a funny image. They're so they're just bombastic morons, and they're infantile in their minds.
I just want to grill it in my blood.
They're infantile in their minds as boomers, so of course weed's attractive to them. So it bothers me, and the constant comparison to alcohol is what pisses me off the most, because we're not talking about alcohol. We're talking about
alcohol weed. Has fucking swag. Weed doesn't. Simple as that.
Well, it has taste, and you can. And people are going to say, well, you could just smoke a little bit or only have a single. You never do, because you're a disgusting weed addict. With alcohol,
if you do smoke a little bit, what's the benefit? If I drink a little bit of alcohol, I get tipsy, I get more fucking socially confident, I start swagging out. What am I gonna do with a little bit of weed? Just start acting like a tiny bit of a retard? Wow, thanks, dude. Cool.
Well, and also alcohol inhibits sociability. There's an aspect to it that kind of, when you have downer, I don't want to say downers, but when you have, beer, for instance, that may not be the case. But when you're lively, you have a single spirit, you have an old fashioned, you have a margarita, you're hanging out with friends. I think that's healthy social interaction. You're all hanging out with a group of friends smoking. You're a fucking loser. You're a loser, and I don't want to be around you. So I'm going to wrap that one up. I didn't expect to go that hard on it, but I think that was more of a therapy session for me, a catharsis, you'd say, of something that's been bothering me.
We had to do it to him.
You do. So I hope they are upset to hear it, but we'll move on from that. I got that was my subject. So I have one from you. It's a little mysterious here. And if I'm not setting up the correct way, feel free to take it. And it reminds me of this book called The Secret, where you could manifest what you want in life. But for you just wrote the question plus celebrity list. So what is the question? Okay.
Some say this is the most formidable question for all men in their lives. Oh, no. But I thought it'll be fun to get into this. But basically the question is, what would it take for you to suck someone off?
Come on.
Would you suck some guy's dick for $500,000?
This is what you couldn't tell me? That's it?
Yep.
All right, it's your question. You answer it first.
Okay.
It's funny because every group of guys has hypothetically had this conversation in there.
Yeah, dude, I feel like so many guys, they want to say, dude, I'll do it for like $600 million. It's like, no one, let's be honest, no one's going to pay you that much. Your blowjobs aren't that fucking good, okay? I feel like if someone...
Oh, I didn't know there was like a transaction, like a market for this.
I feel like if someone showed those people a briefcase of like $250,000, the majority of them that said, oh, I wouldn't suck a dick for like $600 million, they would cave and suck the dick immediately. So, yeah.
Okay, so I won't get too in the weeds on the variables here, but the first question is the most important. Is it to completion, and are you swallowing it?
It is to completion. You don't have to swallow.
So just do a quick head turn.
Yep. Just give some sloppy toppy, and then...
there was this one guy... Me and my friend were talking to in college one time, and he said that his girlfriend would hold it in her mouth and spit it out in a glass. And he said that as if that were normal. And me and the girl I was hanging out with were like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's
kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, it's like
you've already had my dick in your mouth. Just fucking swallow it,
And then what? Then you like go rinse out the glass. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little queasy just talking about it myself. So it's funny. Okay, so that's a good rule set there. I actually had this discussion with two of my friends on a ski lift one time, and we forgot that there was a fourth person we didn't know next to us on the ski lift. And I jokingly said, I don't know, if I were really hungry for McDonald's, then I guess I would do it. And the kid got like so visibly uncomfortable. It was hilarious. We started laughing. So, okay, yeah, go ahead. You go. I don't mind answering it, but you probably thought on this more than me.
250. I'll do it for 250.
And don't do any, you get paid less if it's a bad
No.
If your service is poor.
I'm gonna go on good faith and assume that you're gonna do a good job.
You'd know what you were doing if you got down there. You're a guy.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You would know what felt good on that, So man, this is tough. It's funny because I wasn't serious. I wouldn't do it only for McDonald's, though I do love my double quarter pounder. I guess pounder is not the right word to be using in this conversation.
250 cash right in front of you. Would you do it?
No, I wouldn't do it for 250 cash. That's not enough.
500,
especially with inflation. It's tough because when it comes to human nature, you say something like a briefcase of cash. You put that in someone's face. That'll change a lot of their perspectives. Exactly. It really would.
Yeah,
it would.
It really would.
Just saying it right now, and maybe I could be talked down. I'd probably do it for 1.5 million. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. You cracking the milli mark? Okay.
Yeah, I think to pervert your own sexuality, which is your natural way of being, for monetary gain, is a commitment. And not an easy one. I think I'd be suffering from success. I don't know if that's Rick Ross or good. I'd be like that cover with Rick Ross like that over my face. Because I'm sitting on all this cash, but the things I had to do to get there. Actually, this falls in nicely with what we talk about with gay rappers. Maybe this is what they're all talking about, what they had to do for their riches and all their money, right?
Yeah, you just fucking know Diddy's like, all right, 250, come on, let's go.
Yeah, and Bun B is like, I don't know, that's not bad.
What? Okay, so you're telling me suitcase, $1 million cash, you wouldn't do it?
I don't, the way I feel at this moment, right? I'm going to go like Kamala Harris mode, not by sucking dick, I mean, because that is definitely Kamala Harris mode. And be like, the way I felt at this time was not the way that we feel at other times. And like, I'm just going to say, maybe on a horny day, I don't know. Maybe if I was watching some of the animes that you recommend me on that day, I'd be like, ooh.
Watch Onima, you drop that down to like 550.
All right, well, let's put it this way. Am I sucking Hunter Schafer's dick?
It could be any human's penis in the world, anyone that you want. Could even be non-human if you want.
We should end this. It could be who?
Could even be non-human if you want. If you want to go that road.
Well, if it were, could it be a fictional vampire?
What the?
I'm the obtuse one. Okay.
Team Edward, right. my dude going Team Edward in this.
Nah, I got better taste than that. I got more storied vampire knowledge than to fall for Edward. Are you kidding me? But yeah, I gotta hold firm. I gotta hold firm at 1.5. Maybe if it were someone looking like Hunter Schafer, I'd go around the 1 mark. But anything lower than that, those digits aren't worth it to me. What's $900,000 a nice house? You know what I mean? That's not enough to feel sexually distorted for the rest of my life.
Just the mental image of like you sleeping in your nice house and you just wake up like, it's like at the image of getting cum in your face.
I have like a tick where I have to wash my mouth every hour. You know what I mean? And if I had to do this, I would hype myself up. I'd be like, what? Gay guys do it all the time, like I would hype myself up, you know what I mean? And then be like, do it. And then, jump right in.
Just try and gaslight yourself. Like it's just like a fucking meatball, except it's long. It's like a long meatball.
It's like a long a sausage.
Yeah.
Why a meatball?
I don't know. Meatball just came into my life for some reason.
Oh, a lot of things have been coming into your mind for some reason, or just in general.
But
So
yeah, this question was just an icebreaker for some other thoughts I had. All right, because
okay.
I was thinking back to our conversations about sexuality and how fluid it was, and there's this fucking meme. I This is so insane. I just did some research on this, and there's a meme in the bodybuilding community. It's so prevalent that it became a meme. But if you take this steroid called trenbuterol, apparently one of the common side effects is that it makes you fucking gay. Like there's so many posts on Reddit where like, dude, is this normal? I've been taking Tren for like, uh, it's my first cycle of Tren, and these past few weeks I've been starting to get these urges of guys, and I'm so horny. I just want to fucking suck dick.
So you do realize at a certain point, and this might go hand in hand with what I've said about rappers as well, and a lot of other, let's just say, I don't want to say masculine pursuits, but just male heavy, male crowded pursuits, is there comes a time where you're working out and you're becoming so vain over your body figure. It's not about looking good for yourself or women anymore. It's about looking good for other people who are building their bodies in the same way as you, aka other men. So if you have a bunch of men in an arms race to look as good as they possibly can, to the point where it surpasses narcissism and attracting the opposite sex, and it becomes about themselves looking like a bodybuilder themselves, I believe it starts to develop homosexual undertones.
Actually,
and they are in a way attracted to each other.
That's a good point. If you take this platonic urge to work out to look good for other guys, and then you take a chemical like Tren, which can fuck up your neurochemistry and fuck up the wiring in your head, of course, like, it's possible that chemical could sublimate that platonic desire into fucking lust, into fucking sexual desire. Like your platonic desire to like bench good for the guys becomes your desire to fucking for guys itself.
It's no longer I want biceps like that so I can pick up my girlfriend in a primal sense. We're talking caveman levels here. It's something ingrained within the male mind too. That guy looked good with his arms like that. How does he get his arms like that? I want to be like him. I want to be in him. I want him in me, right? I don't know. There's gotta be an escalation there.
That guy's more masculine than me. I want him to deposit his masculine energy inside me.
Well, if you think about it, right? When you want to become someone else so badly, the only way to substitute that, because you never truly can, it's for them to be inside of. And maybe we're touching on kind of the depths of human sexual nature, and that's a part of it, is that, in order for a female to feel sexually fulfilled by a man that they love, they want to get so close to them that they're inside of their body to the point where they procreate and create life. I can't think of anything more beautiful than that. But I can think of something far worse, which is the exact opposite, where you're doing it for vain reasons with the same sex because you've garnered an attraction to them, because you have a lifting addiction and you're taking, what is this, hormone-boosting drugs, Trenbuterol. So is that like steroids, essentially?
Yeah, it's injectable steroids.
Okay, which dose are you on?
I'm on the only my dose.
Only my dose. So yeah, I mean that's interesting enough to me. So I did you have anything further to build in this hypothesis?
It goes in the second. It goes to my second thing. I was thinking like, okay, well, this basically confirms like sexuality is insanely fucking fluid. It's
for you, maybe.
No, I think you would be surprised. I think the leftist take on sexuality is the one single dub that they have.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing this. Okay, keep going.
No, but it's true.
You have my ear. The way you talk is the way I talk about women, and you get mad. So keep going. I like it.
It's true. It's I feel like if you really tried and you whipped out all the fucking techniques, you could turn a gay guy straight, or you could turn a straight guy gay. It's pretty doable. And then that got me thinking. I bet there's a lot of people in Hollywood that are like people that you wouldn't think of that are secretly gay. And I have a list of people that I think are secretly gay, and I want to see what your list is, or people that you think are secretly gay. So
What, in Hollywood?
yeah. So I have uh St- uh Tom Hardy. He's gay. Do you agree?
Yeah, that's a good shout. I'd say most likely, especially since you can tell he's kind of formulated this gruff persona. But I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it just I think he's had too many past encounters that make him look a little. I mean, doesn't he literally kiss guys in the movies or
Yeah.
something? I don't know. I'm
John
sure he's done something
Travolta,
like
I don't even need to speak on that. Like, that guy is so far beyond the pale.
Okay, all right,
You don't think so?
interesting.
There's
I
literally
don't think
pictures of him
no.
kissing a guy when he hops off his private jet.
I mean, isn't that your first inclination? I get that feeling all the time when I pop off a private jet. Just, where's the closest guy? Where are they? I just start grabbing faces. Okay, keep going. You got anyone else there?
The Rock? Holy shit, The Rock is fucking gay, dude.
That's a tough one. Okay.
Okay, guys, hop in the comments if you think I'm right, but I can't shake this image that The Rock is just the most obvious repressing homosexual person in the world. He's so obviously wants to get dick down, but he has to hold up this whole charade like, oh, I'm actually like straight, and here's my wife who looks busted. It's like, dude, just am I wrong here? I feel like it's so obvious.
I think you're wrong. I don't think The Rock is gay. I don't think it's that obvious. But I think you're brave for making the clarification. And when he sues this podcast for all it's not worth, I will laugh. So,
conversely, I believe Steven Crowder is straight.
oh my gosh, dude, that guy's that entire. I don't want to get into the dissident right discussion, but they are all at the very least high level theater kids. Okay, they're not concerned. They're not conservatives. truly concerned with the state of the country.
I feel like Steven Crowder's a different case. Like, everyone makes the meme that he's gay, but I think he's secretly straight. You know, like,
he dresses like a woman any chance he can get, and that video with his wife is not how a straight man talks. It's just not. When he goes, well, that doesn't work either. Like, that's a gay guy talking to his husband. Like, I'm sorry, I can't get on board with that. But that's not a celebrity. You can't say The Rock and then Steven Crowder. Keep it to real celebrities, not like dissident right figures that you and I know about.
I got one last one. Tom Cruise, secretly straight.
Oh, I was thinking of. He's definitely straight. Would you say secretly straight or secretly gay?
Secretly straight.
I think he's just straight, isn't he?
No, but isn't it like a common meme that people think Tom Cruise is gay? But I feel like low key he's just like fully straight. You know?
I think Tom Cruise. I don't know what the term is, and this is again where we should tap into our leftist lexicon that we may be slowly developing. I think he's unisex, or is it, what is it, demisexual, not asexual. I think Tom Cruise may worship himself and like this higher state of being that he's been chasing to attain his entire life. And I think for a brief moment, Scientology was filling that gap for him, and he found that I think he's evolved beyond that. I think Tom Cruise is in love with becoming a transcendent figure that surpasses sexual desire.
So now he wants to get filled with something else. Is that?
No, he's beyond even your petty guttural accusations. So, that's an interesting one. So
okay, who's on your list? Yeah.
My big one, and I shared this video with you recently. John Cena's gay. Okay. John Cena is definitely gay. The clip of him whining about a woman not cleaning his kitchen counter enough. I implore anyone to look this up. I actually think I sent it to Tyson recently. It's called Nikki Bella Prepares Dinner for John Cena on Total Divas. Watch that video, then tell me John Cena.
I didn't see the vision before then, but I do after seeing that video, because if you watch the video, Nikki Bella, who I assume is his wife, right?
I have no idea. Probably
she's like trying to act all sultry and sexy with him, like, hey babe, you want to do this and all that? I prepared dinner for you, and I'm the dessert and all that. And then he's like standing there like emotionless, and he's going like, "Why didn't you clean the sink properly?"
No, absolutely. The guy on Euphoria, Jacob Elordi, he's gay. He's definitely a
I can see that.
homosexual. Yes, that goes without saying. I saw this video of him dancing in an oversized sweater. Gay.
What about Timothy Chalamet?
No, he's definitely not gay. I think he impregnated Kylie Jenner. Kendall would never fall for him. She's too talented. She's not going to commit herself to someone like that. But Kylie, no, sorry. Which one is the model? No, I think Kendall. Well, they're both model. Okay, Kylie Jenner is the busted one. I'm just double checking here. Yes, Kylie Jenner, I believe, was impregnated by Timothy Chalamet, so Kendall wouldn't fall for that. So no, I don't think he's gay, especially since it looks to be he just impregnated someone. And I actually saw a video of him getting out of a pool after just having sex with a woman. So I don't know why I saw that about 3 years ago. Pedro Pascal, he's very gay. Oscar Isaac, he's gay as well. So those guys just need to hurry it up.
Who's on your list for secretly gay? That people that wouldn't think that they are gay, you know?
I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head. So it's not something that I spend most of my time pondering over. So I think that might be the best that I could do for now, unless you got more people with me.
No, that's fair enough. I think we've mined this the shaft.
I'll tell you what. I'm looking at some people right now, and I'm not really. I think Hugh Jackman might be a shout for gay.
Oh, by beyond the shadow of a doubt, he's fucking gay.
Okay. Does he have a family? It doesn't matter.
He has a wife who looks busted, so that's enough for me.
Oh, and you know what? And that's talked about in some sports circles. Aaron Rodgers is gay. Aaron Rodgers needs to when you have to come out and say I really, really like women, then I'm sorry. That kind of gives it away. That kind of says the quiet part out loud, as some would say. But yeah, a lot of these guys are masculine love. I'll tell you what. I know he's not gay, but I'm sick of him. I'm sick of his shtick, and I don't understand the obsession. And I think it's gotten to a point where he's presented to the public maybe some psychological problems that he may have. I don't care for Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't really care for him. I think he's fat. I think he's a little weird looking. I'm not even a fan of most of the movies that he's in. I'm just kind of sick of it. I'm sick of whole thing,
I don't even care about the fact that he's dating like 25 and under. Like that's fine for me. Like I just feel like he's just falling off. Like he did that fucking shitty asteroid film by Netflix. Then he did Killers of the Flower Moon, which had no sauce, and it's like I don't know.
He's always just going to be chasing Oscar bait for the rest of his career.
I miss 2010 Leo. You know, the Inception Leo. That was fucking peak.
Dude, Shutter Island Leo. You know.
Yeah.
That's my
he
Leo.
Was good there.
Catch me if you can, Leo. People like that. You know, that's good stuff right there. But I just looked it up now. And listen, I went on a whole rant on an unaired episode of this about pronatalism and antinatalism and how people are so obsessive on the right about unless you procreate, your life is entirely useless, which isn't even a biblically sound statement. It's just not true at all. You shouldn't value someone by whether they can procreate or not. I think that's terrible. But he's 50 years old. What are you doing? What exactly are you doing? And then what he does with his excess wealth is just talk about climate change like any other typical celebrity. At least Johnny Depp does wacky shit. You know what I mean? At least some of these guys live like rock stars and they're goofballs. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio just so boring. Oh, yeah, you're dating 25-year-olds. Oh, wow, and you care so much about climate change. Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, you were just in this movie that's 3 hours long and it's supposedly, you know, like a sprawling epic. Oh, that's great. It's just like, who cares? It's so boring. Like, I'm over it. I just think it's gotten pathetic, which is like, yeah, but he dates like 25-year-olds. Like, he's 50. Like, it's also just strange. Like, back it up, little bro.
There's this fucking rumor that he just doesn't do anything in bed. Like, there's just fucking a tale from this.
I don't care
girl.
about that.
There's this tale from this girl where she went to Leo's house to hook up with him, and then he just fucking put on his headphones, started vaping, and then just like laid there and expected her to do all the work. It's like,
yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Good for him.
I mean, I would like that as well, but
Isn't that what you would like, Mr. Fresh and Fit? Oh, you don't try it all. She should be doing all of it and get in the kitchen, right?
no, that's not how it.
You should be an alpha in the bedroom.
You should unleash the beast,
Oh my gosh!
to show who's really
sick.
fresh and fit.
I almost gagged in my stomach. Daniel Radcliffe's probably gay too.
I can see that.
Do we know that he is? Because he probably is.
No, but in my head canon, he's already came out of the closet. So
there we go. Yeah, I'm sure that's what you want. So, all right. So let's pack that one up. I think we've exposed enough of our.
I have another topic that I think I want to get your perspective on that just popped in my mind recently. I want to see what you know about female bullying, because I recently had a chat with my friend, and this friend I went to high school with, and he told me that I really didn't notice a lot of things that were happening when I was in school with him. So there's this girl called Laura in my class. She was always nice to me. She was always a nice person. I've never seen her do anything bad, but she left after like the first year of class, and I always thought that was weird. And then it was only recently that my friend told me, like, yeah, she left because like these two other girls were bullying her, and I was like, what the fuck? Then he also tells me there's this other girl in like the third year of high school where she like went behind the art building and tried to commit suicide because she was being extremely bullied, like extremely severely bullied by some other group of girls as well. And it's like, damn, I wonder like how common this thing is. Like, have you seen female bullying like firsthand, and how is it different from fucking like male bullying?
Since males are cavemen and they're by nature doltish in their interactions, and they're really not as socially conscious as females, their ideas of bullying are a lot more direct. When you're thinking about bullying or reverse bullying as a male, aka getting back at your bully. I think that's a good thing,
by the way.
Okay, that's good. I'm answering what you asked me. So, okay. They fight each other, okay? They hash it out. They physically beat each other up, or if they aren't beating each other up, their insults are direct and in front of people and obvious. It's just like, you're short, you're a loser. Look at how I can overpower you in front of all these people. That's primal. That's prehistoric. That's been around for, well, I don't know if whatever. Let's just say cavemen weren't around then. Who cares? It's all fake anyways. That's been around for the dawn of time, since man could interact. Women, because throughout time, generationally, they aren't as their value isn't through physical exertion. Their value comes from more of social stature and presence and appearance. They're a lot more calculating and devious when it comes to bullying. It comes to embarrassing another girl in public in a more, I wouldn't say obvious way, but probably a more grindy, churning way that burns over time and then culminates in a finality that's just too much to handle for a girl. So it'd be a little bit, day by day. Hey, Susie, that bow looks nice on you. Hee hee. Laugh as they're walking away. Susie looks up at her bow and just like, what's wrong with my bow? The next day, it's her whole outfit. The next day, they say something about her mom and dad. The next day, they say something about, I don't know, how she didn't make the cheerleader squad. Builds, calculating. Okay. And eventually it reaches a boiling point, and it's tough for a normal human, another girl women, they're emotional, present-minded creatures. They're susceptible to it, and it affects them deeply. And when women go for it, they go for it, especially when they're being goaded with their friends. I don't want to say there's no heart involved, but they're a lot more committed to it than a guy was, because a guy can curse each other out and kind of make up the next day. women, it's almost for life, honestly. I think you could talk to a lot of girls and they'll still mention how they hate women and what they did to them in high school because they can be ruthless because a lot of what they define themselves by is socially. So
Yeah.
it happens in that arena. And,
The thing I'm trying to figure out is so the guys in my high school that got bullied, they were the kind of guys that you would expect to get bullied, right? Like nerdy
yeah.
or like annoying, that kind of stuff. Like it would make, if you told me that they got bullied, it would make sense that they got bullied. But then the girls that I described, like Lauren or the girl that tried to kill herself behind the art school, like they looked good. They weren't ugly. They were nice people. They had
That's
friends.
part of the
It's like
reason why they were bullied.
it's like what's their
Because the
fucking
girl was
criteria?
resentful. Well, because men, when they look at someone who's weak, they see someone with glasses, who's short, that's a nerd, and doesn't play a sport. That's a conventional person that you can bully. It's very hard to bully the guy that's on the football team that, probably gets good grades anyways. The myth of the jock being an idiot is barely even true anymore. Women, because everything that they do in the social square is in the social square, and fighting for space in that social square could mean that an attractive girl that's taking some of your territory in the social square, talking to Trevor in the hallway, even though she doesn't have a crush on him, that's they're in to start bullying her or start a bullying campaign against her. And their minds aren't even fully developed at this age. So the ruthlessness level gets cranked up to 10. And so does the receptiveness of it too. So that's why good looking girls who probably aren't in the right in group at the time can be vulnerable to social attack. And it's brutal.
That's kind of confusing though, because like, how would you get bullied by someone? If you're a girl, how would you get bullied by someone uglier than you? Wouldn't you just say like, "Have you looked in the mirror? Like, how can you bully me? You look busted." You know?
I think that's a conclusion that you can reach easily when you have a logical thought process as a male. But for women, since they feel deeper than men, or at least are more emotionally aware, it doesn't matter if a girl's uglier than them or good looking by them by a little bit. They're still being affected by another person socially. They don't like when someone else doesn't like them, whether they're hot or ugly. That makes them upset alone.
Oh, so you're saying like the fact that they're being ostracized in any manner itself is enough, right?
Yeah, because women
Okay.
think a lot more socially than men do. So yeah, I didn't know we were going for the psychological bent.
No, it's just confusing. Like I would have never guessed that Lauren would have been bullied so severe that she had to move schools. Like I I never saw
you
any
know what?
reason why anyone would have to bully her. It's just
You know what
weird.
else is the hard part though? Is that because women are a bit more sensitive than men, and I'm being generous when I say that. They could be embellishing at some stories. If you have like a particularly gorgeous girl, you ever end up with girls that say, "I can only be friends with guys." Eh, we'll have to pump the brakes on that one, because that usually tells me if you can't get along with anyone in your entire gender, 50% of the other side of the world, then that might be a problem with you. So you have to, it's a very fine line to walk. But as my grandmother's told me before, life is like high school that never ends. And it's true. It's the same in the office space. It's the same outside of the office. It's the same when you're going to the supermarket. It's the same when you move into a suburban or urban neighborhood. All the dynamics of high school resurface. There's the popular people, the
Mm.
successful people, the ugly bald people. Okay, these are different stereotypes repackaged for adulthood that started in high school. And a lot of your insecurities and not insecurities, your improvements in life and the things that you excel in, they follow you from high school for the rest of your life. That's why it's a pivotal time for everyone. I think middle school is even more formative than high school, but I haven't fully fleshed that out. But I think things can affect you a lot more in middle school than high school, because you can't fully comprehend them, and they just stick with you in that stasis for the rest of your life. So I feel like I'm Fraser Crane on the show Frasier, where he has a radio show where he's a psychiatrist. So there we go. That's me right now.
I feel bad for those girls. It's like they didn't deserve that. Yeah.
I know. Well, it is so funny, because I do understand what you're saying, where girls will bully someone and they're obviously ugly and fat And it's like the girl will still be upset. It's like, why do you care? They're
Yeah,
ugly
it's
and
like,
fat.
what the fuck?
I get it. As a guy, it's really hard to jump into their shoes, but luckily you're talking to an unusually feminine guy, so maybe I could give a glimpse into it.
Like male bullying, it's so much fucking funnier than female bullying. It just inherently is so much funnier. Like I remember there's this like really like girly looking guy, and we just finished PE class and we're changing the locker rooms, and then one of the class like uh like annoying like bullies just like yelled out in front of everyone, "Yo, this is the wrong wrong changing room. You should be in the girls one."
You know what's funny though about sometimes bullying is useful because it weeds out the people who actually deserve it. And also I don't think people who are nerds really get bullied anymore. It's really not that out of vogue to be smart. People kind of like that about especially girls like that about guys now. At least they can appear nerdy. That's probably just some programming from media.
I wonder
guess
who's the lower caste then, if it's not nerds these days.
All I can say is that there was a kid at school that we all hated named Drew, and that's his real name. Whatever. But for some reason, he was kind of new one year. He came in sophomore year, and he always wanted to try and be funny all the time. And whenever he said something that he wanted to be funny, it fell flat. Sometimes he would say something deprecating towards someone, and it wouldn't land. And everyone would just be like, Drew, like, shut up. Like, no one wants to talk. Like, it was so weird. And by the end of senior year, whenever Drew did anything, it's just like, oh, there's Drew again. Like, whatever. And like, I wouldn't bully a fly. I'm not the type of person to be like that. I think my senior year I popped off a little bit. But even before I got there, even I was like, yeah, Drew, like, can you fuck off, Drew? You just fuck off. And it's not because he was a nerd. It's not because he was like, I don't know, a rock-headed jock or anything. He was just a person you could tell that he wanted to be accepted by everyone, but the way he went about it was just like,
I get it.
So
he's very obviously a tryhard, and he's trying for that acceptance that if he just chilled, he would get, you know?
Oh yeah, and he was a guy who liked hunting and outdoor stuff. If you just leaned into being that kind of person who you truly are, people wouldn't have a problem with you. But it was because he was trying to fit a what's that term, like fit a square peg through a round hole. It really was with like his personality, and everyone knew he was being disingenuous when he said things, and he was just trying to get attention. It's like, Drew, shut up. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I do as a whole hate bullying though. I actually do. I can't stand when people are like, man, these kids need to get. I'm like, no, they don't need. They don't need to beat. They don't need to get beaten like your dad beat you too, and then you carry that trauma to the rest of us and inflict it upon the world. There are better ways to go about life, and a lot of times it doesn't revolve around beating each other up. But there is a time and a place for it. There's people that I know I'd love to fucking crack their skulls. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's a line between like tough love and bullying, and I think once you cross that line, it becomes irredeemable. You know, like when I heard that stuff about the girl in my class that got bullied, and despite her being such a nice person, I wanted to beat the fucking shit out of the girls that I was told did that to her. So it's like, you know, a friend telling another friend, like, you know, you look like shit, you need to up yourself, hit the gym and all that. That's not bullying. That's fine, you know. But just doing it to someone who's a good person for no fucking reason, that's fucked up.
This is a purely subjective opinion from me about this issue, but I think that women do take things a lot more personally in the social sphere, and their form of bullying is a lot more it's not justified in the same way bullying may be from guys. So women will take things as a slight when it doesn't make much sense to take it as a slight. It's more of a social odds game. You know, like when, for instance, to bring it back to the old school, when you sell something, there's a buyer on the other side. So there's no true profit within the cosmic sense. I feel like that's kind of what female bullying is like. You know, when male bullying comes along, there's usually someone that probably needs to be taught a lesson maybe at some point or another.
Yeah.
But with females, there's no net positive because I mean, guys don't really hate them in a sense where they bully them in the same way they bully other guys. So really, the only other female risk is themselves, and they can't physically hurt each other. They very rarely do unless they're in a particularly low caste. So yeah, the stakes are a lot different, and the perceived levels of slight come off differently between the two genders. So it's interesting how it works. I mean, that's why I think it's wonderful how different we are. That's why I don't like that it's popular and in dissident right internet discourse to hate women. I think women are very interesting creatures that complete men, and I wish we'd be more respectful of that. But apparently I'm a simp for saying that. So there you go.
Yeah.
Good for me. All right. Well, speaking of being too sensitive, I don't know if this one's going to make the cut, but just got to bring it up real quick because I think she's hot. And I thought she was hot 3 or 4 years ago. Did you see that presidential candidate? Well, she wasn't a presidential candidate. Sorry. She at one point may have been a VP considerable for Trump. Kristi Noem. Yes, she wrote her second autobiography, and I don't know why she needed two, but in the second one,
damn, she's 52. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and she looks phenomenal. She got a little bit of work done recently, but I think she's so hot. I don't care if people want to pretend that she's not. I don't care. But she's gotten all the boomers riled up who love kissing their dogs in her last autobiography because she said that there was a dog on her farm that she had to put down because it was scaring the hoes. It was scaring the other farm animals. It was trying to bite them. It couldn't be a proper pointer dog, which is what it was bred for. So she shot it in the face with a shotgun. She blew the dog's. Yes, she killed her farm dog.
Wait, I thought she just killed the dog for no reason. I didn't realize it was like being an active nuisance. Like,
no, she makes a full contextual explanation of it in her book, which she also details in a tweet, which, by the way, the same crowd who loves to say, oh, people need to toughen up these days. You know, kids aren't like what they were back in the day. Oh, people are too sensitive. All you snowflakes. Okay, I'm going to blow my dog's brains out because it's not a good. Yeah. Well, you can't. You know what? They become the liberals that they hate. When dogs come out, they go, they become, what are the people in like the early 2000s where it's like heckin' Chomper and like Doggo, like they become that person. Yeah. Like Floofer, Flomfer, like, you can't do that to the heckin' pupper. It's like, well, you obviously don't. You are the first person in line when vegans say they think it's animal cruelty to kill any animals. You're the first person to call them a snowflake.
Yeah.
And too sensitive. But the second
it's just, I love how like these fucking dumbass boomers, they'll get on they'll say, oh, it's tough love, or back in my day I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. No, you people are sissies. But then you see one Chinese guy eating a dog. Oh no, you can't do that. You can't eat the fucking doggy.
Not the dog eating apologetics.
Not the heckin' dog steak-arino.
I know it's almost the same with cannibalism too. Like, whoa, my God, no, my grandpappy would have never eaten another person. He was tougher than. What are you talking about? your grandpappy's clanking those knives together, chomping away in the Pacific. But I'm making all that up. But it just bothers me that I'm supposed to believe these are the golden age of America, the toughest people that ever lived, and the Gen X and millennials and Zoomers, they're just all overly sensitive, infantile children. Meanwhile, you can't handle that someone killed a dog on a farm. Okay, you killed a dog on a farm. You can't get past that. I think
not
that's
only
pathetic.
That, a dog that was biting other fucking farm animals, like. Go for it. What the fuck?
I had a family friend. They had a golden retriever that eventually it bit everyone it knew. It bit me, and then eventually the only person it didn't. What's that? I sound like Darth Plagueis. I sound like Palpatine giving the Darth Plagueis speech, and it's like, and the only one he couldn't control from biting was himself, and eventually he did. No, the dog. The only person the dog wouldn't bite was the dad in the family, and then eventually one day it bit the dad too. He couldn't even save himself. And they're like, we got to put him down. So because they went and put down their 4-year-old dog, they're excused. But when Kristi Noem does the same thing with a shotgun to the fucking face, which might be a little more humane at the end of the day, you can't handle that. That's too much for you. Oh, I'm indignant now. I can't handle that you shot this dog in the face. It's biblical that man has domain over all of his animals, including the ones that you own. I'm not saying go out and molest animals and beat them in weird ways with mallets. I'm just saying man has ownership over dogs.
Look, if you find a fucking sexy ass dog, you have domain over that.
All right. Yeah. They're walking around with their tails sticking up. What am I supposed to do? No, I'm just kidding.
They're fucking asking for it.
Just imagine, like,
see the way the dog's coat was. She was asking for it, dude.
Like just say like ultra manosphere, like what is it, like Rivellino or whatever, like thinkers that always say she's asking for it. You should just enter the space of someone that says all that, but about the dogs. Be like, yeah, she's walking around like a slut. Like, who is like that female dog? That bitch. So
I wonder if dude, it'd be so funny if like someone could sign up the fucking MGTOW movement to just like make them go, you know what? Humans as a whole, they're just not worth having sex with. You just go for animals now.
That's where they're heading. I'm telling you, that's where they fomented so much hatred between the genders. And honestly, I think most of it is online. I think it really is. I don't know how much of it is really in real life, but I wouldn't be surprised if that were the next step. But yeah, just get over it, people. Okay, it's okay that Kristi Noem shot her own dog. Okay, just annoying. All right, so I think we're good. We touched on a lot today. I'm not gonna lie.
Good. We solved the who's gay list, exposed our prices, solved the weed question. Did some hard work.
Solved the dog question for the third time.
yeah.
Isn't there? I think there's a clip on here of me just ranting about this one New Yorker woman, like she's a New York liberal who was probably a B-list.
Oh yeah, she tweeted like, said, "I love dogs, but you dog people are kind of crazy."
Yeah, it's like New York City's become a dog city, and everyone just like jumped down her throat. They were apoplectic, and it's like I don't think you're functioning like a how a human being should in a situation. You're being reactionary. Okay, you're having an emotional reaction to a dog. So let's get past that. All right, it's good stuff. All right, well, we'll keep you guys abreast of what Ari's been up to. At some point when there's more to show for it. But until then, we are the Contrarian hour and 15 minutes. Thanks for joining us.